Good evening to the humans of Earth. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you guys are feeling good. I'm feeling good. This is Sovereign Starseed. We're accelerating Earth's awakening process every night by doing these transmissions, these streams, where we talk about sovereignty. And we're trying to restore sovereignty to Earth. One episode at a time, you know what I'm saying? My name is Seth. My friends call me Silky. And yeah, we do this every night, 10 p.m. Mountain, 5 o'clock Universal. Super excited to be here with you guys and getting all set up here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into some of the news, because we've been starting to switch up the format a little bit. And yeah, getting into the news. It's kind of nice this way, because then that way we could just bring it up and get it going. And then usually we'll talk at the end about a maxim and then see what that means to us. See if we can draw any meaning from that maxim. We'll call it a night. So let's bring up the news. Alright. Here's the news first. UseTheBitcoin.com. See, we're starting to reach out from just Cointelegraph, as you can see. So UseTheBitcoin.com put out this article yesterday that says zero fee crypto exchange Robinhood starts operating in 5 U.S. states. The date has arrived and the zero-fee Robinhood mobile trading app is operating in 5 U.S. states. The announcement was made by the company on the February 22nd blog post. In this way, the platform will be able to offer a commission-free service for its customers. And investors from several U.S. states will now be able to access a cryptocurrency platform that offers commission-free cryptocurrency trading. And it's available in California, Massachusetts, Missouri, Montana, in New Hampshire. At the same time, all of the users registered in the platform are able to monitor and track the price of 16 cryptocurrencies in the market, but the only 2 virtual currencies available for trading are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Furthermore, Robinhood has also decided to launch Robinhood Feed, allowing users and investors to discuss daily news in the cryptocurrency market. They say, with today's trading launch, we're also announcing the Feed, a brand new way to discuss cryptocurrencies, news, and market swings in real time with other investors on Robinhood. Feed is available for a limited number of people on the platform and will evolve based on your, well, feedback. So that's awesome. Permacast is on the spaceship. Hey! So glad that you're up and so glad you're on board. Yeah. So we're just getting right into the news here, and I'm glad you're back aboard, Permacast. How you been? What's been making you smile lately? What's the coolest crypto event that's going on in your life? Anything. And while we wait for that, let's go ahead and put it up here. Next article is coming from Cointelegraph, and it just says Coinbase has informed 13,000 affected customers of imminent data handover to the IRS. So, US-based cryptocurrency exchange and wallet service Coinbase sent an official notice yesterday to approximately 13,000 of its customers whose information is legally required to turn over to the US IRS. And the IRS had initially asked Coinbase in July 2017 to hand over even more detailed information on every one of its then over 500,000 users in an attempt to catch those cheating on their taxes. However, another court order in November 2017 reduced this number to around 14,000 high transacting users, which the platform now reports as 13,000, in what Coinbase calls a partial but still significant victory for Coinbase and its customers. But on Friday, Coinbase told 13,000 people that the company would be providing their taxpayer ID, name, birth date, address, and historical transaction records from 2013 to 2015 to the IRS within 21 days. Coinbase letter to these customers encourages them to seek legal advice from an attorney promptly if they have any questions. Their website also states that concerns may also be addressed on Coinbase Taxes FAQ. The ongoing legal battle between Coinbase and the U.S. government dates back to November 2016 when the IRS filed a John Doe summons in the U.S. District Court in the Northern District of California. On February 13th, Personal Finance Service Credit Karma released data showing that only 0.04% of their customers have reported cryptocurrencies on their federal tax returns so far this season. Fascinating, right, guys? So, as you can see, when you don't have your sovereignty, you're basically the slave of whoever you are giving that over to. And like I've been telling you guys, Coinbase does not have their sovereignty. IRS has that, and now Coinbase has just emailed 13,000 more people about how, okay, we're gonna have to give this information up, and we advise that you seek legal counsel immediately. You seek an attorney promptly. That's pretty crazy to hear from Coinbase. That's pretty significant for a lot of people right there, to be getting that type of email. So if you're one of the 13,000 people that have received that email, my heart goes out to you. And also, guys, don't think it's going to stop there, because as far as the IRS can go, bet you they will. So from that, you know what? That's just driving people to become more private. It's just driving people to be away from this type of Orwellian tracing methods. And yeah. They're trying to seek the records from 2013 to 2015. So depending on when you got in, guys, oh man, it could be something different there. So Permacat says May 10th local crypto day. Oh, that's pretty cool. What is that? I don't know what local crypto day is. So let's see. Next, Cointelegraph.com is putting out this article that says in the U.S., Georgia is the next state in line to accept crypto for taxes and licenses. So the U.S. state of Georgia is the next state in line to possibly accept cryptocurrencies as a valid form of payment for state taxes and licenses, according to a bill introduced on February 21st. Senate Bill 464, introduced by Republican State Senators Joshua McCoon and Michael Williams, proposes that the commissioner shall accept as valid payment for taxes and license fees any cryptocurrency, including but not limited to Bitcoin, that uses an electronic peer-to-peer system. And the bill stipulates that once payments are received, the commissioner will convert the cryptocurrency to US dollars within a period no longer than 24 hours. So basically they're like, hey, you give us your crypto, we take that crypto and we convert that to US dollars and pay your bills for you. Isn't that crazy, guys? So that's what the bill is trying to introduce here. And so Georgia sees now that, what does this say? What this basically says is that Georgia sees cryptocurrency being more valuable than money, but because the government is so far behind on trying to figure out how to accept this stuff, or everybody's kind of in limbo and fear, kind of figuring out what should I do, they're now taking your crypto because they like the crypto, but then they end up, and they can clear your taxes that way, and then they end up taking all of your crypto and keeping it. We don't know what they do with that, but then they take all of that and they turn it into dollars. And then those dollars that they somehow have sitting around ready for crypto transactions, then they use those dollars to put that into an envelope, lick it, stick it, send it on its way. So that's pretty fascinating, you guys, when you can start to see your state regulators so desperate to remain relevant that they're like, hey, we will even take your cryptocurrency and we will go ahead and hold on to it and then pay your bills in American dollars, just because, we want to be doing you a service and protect you. So I think that's fascinating. Here's Permacat's put up this link in chat. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Boom, boom, boom. Whoa, this is cool. It says Day for Crypto, downtown Weston, Denver. This is really nice. Salt and the Beacon Global invite Denver to very first day for crypto conference. And let me see if you guys can see this. You guys can't see this, but here, let me see if I can highlight that. No, I can't highlight it. Can I? No. And Permacast says, you know, if you go to events.bizzabo, here, fuck it. events.bizzabo.com/day for crypto. Perfect. Okay, now you guys can see this. So excellent. She also says enter the code SALTY, S-A capital, all in all caps. If you guys go to events, and this is for the people that are going to listen to the podcast later, but if you guys go to events.bizzabo, bizzabo.com/day for crypto, you'll be able, and you enter the word SALTY, SALTIE, in all capital letters, you'll be able to get $50 off this ticket. Pretty fresh, right? That's pretty cool. So this will be like a crypto conference, and it's going to teach you how to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, how to keep your investments and identity safe, future of cryptocurrency regulations and taxes, how blockchain technology is changing mainstream business. That's pretty cool, man. I like it. Thank you for talking about this. Thank you for giving us this this link here, Permacast. There's going to be lots of people that are going to benefit from that. So right on, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I might end up actually going ahead and trying to pan something out on that, because March 10th isn't very far away. But you know, $200. Let's see if we can. You guys, there's donation links in all of my streams, like in all of the descriptions on DSound. If you guys go to DSound, there's donation links there where you guys could donate crypto. And if we could get enough crypto for me to be able to go to this, I will be streaming Day for Crypto. Like, you already know that would happen. So just know that there are donation links out there so that we could go ahead and get some content for our Sovereign Starseed community. And yeah, that would be pretty cool. But you know, as it is at this time, like, let me just say, like, this alien spent a lot of money in Mexico. And so I gotta do a little catch up, if you know what I'm saying, in the finance area. But you know, this is definitely awesome, and you know, there are avenues out there for you guys if you guys want to end up donating. And you know, if we all end up donating something, we can end up getting a ticket pulled together, and I'll go down there and I will definitely stream something like this. I know, right? Hey, I couldn't remember, Permacats, who it was that you were telling me to say hi to, and I can't remember exactly what booth they were. And I regret that, because I was like, oh man, I wish that you were popping into chat during some of the streams, because I was streaming Ron Paul, I was streaming a few other things, but I was like, oh, I just want to remember who that was, and I would go over to that booth right now, and that would have been so cool. But regardless, whatever, leave it up to the universe. There's going to be way more. But a few different people. Chuck Williams from Dash. Oh yeah, man, Dash blew me away. They did this beautiful, oh cool, right on. Permacat says Chuck Williams from Dash is local to Colorado, guys. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I saw him talk a little bit at Anarchapulco, and it was really cool, because he started talking about the future roadmap of what Dash is going to do. And man, oh man, these guys have really thought some things out. I also learned that there's over 120 clones from Dash, and you know, that guy Chuck Williams says that, you know, flattery is the best form of imitation, or imitation is the best form of flattery. And I was all like, man, that is really cool, because he has over 120 clones of his blockchain algorithm, and I think that's beautiful. So right on. Colorado's got some good stuff going on. So continuing on with the news, guys, news.bitcoin.com puts out this article to yesterday saying finance ministry employees are caught mining cryptos in Kazakhstan. What? Are you serial? Yeah, yo. The Ministry of Finance in Kazakhstan has announced measures to improve security and oversight in its IT department after catching 4 employees mining cryptocurrencies on its servers. Joking that the miners have taken over the central bank's main duty, money emission, a deputy called for crypto regulations. The national bank is actually working on proposals to regulate the crypto sector. state computers are used to mint digital coins. So IT specialists working for the finance ministry in 4 different regions of Kazakhstan have been implicated in using government hardware to mine cryptocurrencies. Ooh, get it. They were employed by local offices of the ministry's Department of State Revenue, investigators said, quoted by Tengrin News. The miners have been exploiting the servers of the tax authority, oh yes, and the most powerful personal computers available to employees. Quote, they have secretly installed mining software which significantly decreased the speed of information processing and slowed down government computers, Kazakhstan's National Security Committee said in a press release. Quote, these programs have been added to the exceptions list of antivirus applications. So we're going to go through this. This is so cool. The agency explained, quote, criminal investigations have been launched against 4 employees of different regional divisions. KNB is in charge, but we have started an internal inquiry as well, said Ardak Tangabev. And I apologize if I am mispronouncing any of these during these streams. You guys know, no disrespect is meant. Head of the Department of State Revenue, he says we're going to tighten control over our IT departments. The employees have been charged with impeding the work of information systems and telecommunication networks and, quote, creation, use, or distribution of malicious computer programs and software products. It is quite obvious that the current articles of the Penal Code do not specifically cover crypto-related crime. Isn't that funny? Mining under your nose. I love it, guys. So let's just go through this. This is such good news. I love hearing this. So basically, there are 4 employees of the government that said, you know what? Fuck these tax officials and these computers. And because these computers are so powerful, we're going to use the tax computers to mine cryptocurrencies. And we're going to add probably CoinHive, and I don't know if it was CoinHive, but maybe some other programs to the whitelist of the antivirus programs of the government, so that way they could just mine all day, baby, using the Kazakhstan government tax computers. So I think that is beautiful for somebody that looks at things from an anarchistic point of view. I think that's highly ironic, and I think that is fascinating. I'm not even going to use the word fascinating. I just think it's ironic, and I think that it is, let's see. I think it's ironic, and I think that it is like prophesized almost that something like this would happen. See, that's why I don't want to use the word fascinating. To me, it's a scapegoat word, and it forced me to use that other word that it's like, dude, this has been more prophesized than anything. And I think that is awesome that this happened. So that is really cool news. For the 4 employees that were caught mining cryptos in Kazakhstan, thumbs up from Sovereign Starseed. Because that was really cool. And the computers that you chose to do that on sends a message. So not that I'm like about, like malicious things and damaging things like that, but I just have to say that like this is just so ironic that you can't make this stuff up, guys. And so I'm not out there for malicious intent of using government computers or anything like that, but I'll just say the fact that I'm catching this news and that I'm reading this, oh man, that made my day. And yeah, I'm not gonna like try to like tell anybody to go out there and do the same thing. I'm not advocating this type of hacking, but it's just so ironic. Because guys, also in the past I have reported on how there's over 500,000 UK government computers right now infected with CoinHive, and all of them are sending Monero to someone's wallet. And like, here's what I find fascinating, folks. Yes, there have been times that your computers have been affected, and I'm not gonna say that you're not immune at all in any way from it happening again in the future, but Don't you find it a little funny that these hackers are constantly going for government computers, and they're constantly going for like these big networks of controlling computers that have so much more power than public computers, that to slow down the information of some blah 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 doesn't matter. Because even if you were to slow the information down of some of these vast, huge, fast, fiber optic protected networks, you still aren't doing anything really to stop the information. What information? All the tracking that's going on? All the tracking and copying of our data and just feeding it over to the NSA? Okay. It's just taking them like 3 seconds longer to render everybody's Facebook images. You know what I mean? That's all it's doing. All right, but anyways, next in the news, Bitcoinist.com puts out this article yesterday that says Bank of America admits Bitcoin is a threat in an SEC report, baby. In an annual filing to the Security and Exchange Commission, America's second largest bank has expressed fears over cryptocurrency's potential to undermine the control of major banks. Making things difficult, are we? It has long been speculated that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies pose a threat to major banks and traditional financial institutions. Now, Bank of America admits it could be forced to deal with the, quote, substantial costs associated with the emerging market. Oh gosh, Bank of America, it's so sad. It says, quote, the widespread adoption of new technologies, including internet services, cryptocurrencies, and payment systems, could require substantial expenditures to modify or adapt our existing products and services. America's second largest bank wrote in its annual filing with the SEC. Additionally, the filing also notes that cryptocurrencies may present serious challenges in regards to tracking the movement of customer funds, and thus makes it less easy to comply with regulations. Oh gosh. With this view in mind, Bank of America has unsurprisingly joined the club of banks which prevent customers from using credit cards to buy cryptocurrencies, claiming, quote, it's just our view that customers should be careful here. Of course, financial institutions could afford to be a little more careful themselves. Last week, major credit card company Visa caused an erroneous error which duplicated Coinbase customers' purchase orders multiple times. The mistake, which Visa blames on Coinbase, drained customers' accounts and caused people headaches. So as these companies are trying to still get away with stealing information, stealing people's energies, stealing our brothers and sisters' time, money, and effort off this planet, they're trying to file and whine to the SEC and trying to say, SEC, please, oh my gosh, you know what? This cryptocurrency, like, listen to the quote right here. It could require substantial expenditures to modify or adapt our existing products and services. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. So let me just ask you guys, any of you guys that are watching this as a business owner, first of all, thank you. Second of all, would you ever write a letter to the SEC whining about how you might have to modify your product a little bit due to cryptocurrency? Oh my God. Would you ever write a letter? If you did, what would you hope to gain from that? Because this is what Bank of America is doing to you. Many of you guys are forced to having bank accounts with Bank of America. Let's also talk about what else I've reported with Bank of America. When does that come up in the past? Bank of America has also won a patent for its own cryptocurrency exchange. So that's a huge slap in your face. And then here's the other thing. Bank of America has now gone away with small accounts. I think they require $1,500 per bank account now for its customers in order for them to not be charged. Come on, that's a huge slap in the face. And as you can see, They realize that they are so afraid that I told you guys they're going to be fighting tooth and claw to try to remain open, to try to remain relevant, to try to keep you suppressed, to try to make sure you don't get into these opportunities. Yo, any of you guys that are holding Bank of America cards right now can't use cryptocurrency with it. You can't buy cryptos with it. Your slave masters told you no. With our bank cards, you can't do it. And also, on the back end, we just won a patent for our own cryptocurrency exchange, bitch. You see what I'm saying, you guys? You see how stupid it is? You see? And you want to consent to using their cards? You want to consent to using their bank accounts? You want to put $1 into there? You want to put your address on their database? You want them to send you ads? Well, this is what they're doing with their money, family. They're getting their lawyers together and they're writing a whining letter to the SEC, whining to them, saying it could cause substantial costs. Get real. Get real. How many of you business owners have had to endure substantial costs? Not just when a new industry is starting to take over, a beautiful one at that, that's empowering people, but every year, family, when you have to sit there and read the new rules and regulations that the slave masters put before you. And in order for you to be able to comply with it, you have to go ahead and read through it and change your business and substantially change your business. Just at the whim of whatever these regulators want to say. And guess what? Bank of America is so weak. That's what I want you guys to see from this. Bank of America is so weak, you guys, that they have to whine to the SEC saying this could cost us money. Who cares? If I was the SEC, I'd get that out of my face. Get it out of here. Get out of here, bro. In fact, Bank of America, you're the #2 biggest bank. It seems good for you to endure some substantial costs for once. It wouldn't hurt you at all to move to #3 bank. #4 bank, #5 bank. Oh my God, you're still raking in millions and millions and millions. Come on. The greed is so ridiculous that the energy behind these type of motions, these types of actions is what Sovereign Starseed is trying to show you guys. The greed behind it is so deep that it's so weak too. That I want you guys to really also see that Bank of America must ask permission, must go and whine to the SEC and say, you guys, we are a huge, huge force in the banking industry. And if we whine to you, we expect you to do something about these cryptocurrencies to make us not have to endure substantial expenditures to modify or adapt our existing products and services. I'm sorry, bro, but that's called being in business. That's called innovating. That's called #innovation. You better get with the program. Bank of America is trying to say that we want to be able to just keep existing without changing at all. We want to keep raping our customers. We want to take everything out of them. And we don't want to change at all. So before we got to change, we're going to spend our customers' money getting lawyers together and writing a letter to the SEC whining about how, oh my God, we might have to actually spend some money dealing with this cryptocurrency thing. Yeah, guess what, Bank of America? If this starts to go off successful, it's going to be way bigger than what your letters are going to be able to write right now. Ever. You're going to be out of business. In fact, these types of moves are making sure you're never going to get my business. For sure. For sure, family. And I just want any Bank of America customers to start to see this and start to see that if they want to consent and put their money into that type of evil, that's where we are slowing ourselves down. We're only as fast as our slowest, and our slowest are the ones that want to consent to this. That's it. Next, TD Bank halts. The TD Bank is the latest to halt cryptocurrency purchases using credit cards. Bitcoinist.com puts this article out today that says TD Bank, Toronto Dominion, is the latest financial institution to ban customers from using their credit cards to purchase cryptocurrency. As more retail investors continue to be onboarded, banks are looking to protect them from making ignorant decisions. Don't make me laugh. Okay, so weighing risk, regulation, and rapidity. So, let's see. Here's a TD quote. At TD, we regularly evaluate our policies and security measures in order to serve and protect our customers, as well as the bank. We recently made the decision to pause on allowing cryptocurrency purchases via credit cards to conduct a review and an assessment of this evolving market. Stupid. So what they're basically trying to say to you guys is they're not going to allow you guys to make any type of purchases because they want to protect you. They think they know more about you. They think they know more about cryptocurrencies than you, and they think that they need to protect you from that. You're not old enough to handle your money, is what this is saying. You're not old enough to do this stuff. You put your money with TD Bank. And what we do is we make decisions for people with their money. We strip them of their sovereignty. You see that? That's what we do. That's why you pay us. So you better be scared of this cryptocurrency stuff. In fact, we're not even going to let you use it. In fact, you know what? We're not going to let you make stupid decisions on cryptocurrency. And guess what, guys? We don't even know what cryptocurrency is. You like that? We don't even know what cryptocurrency is. But you can't use it. Until we get done conducting our audit and we do some research on what this whole cryptocurrency thing is. Hope you're happy, haha. Keep your money with us, please. Keep on consenting to us and our rules, please. Because then when we're done conducting our audit and we find out what these things are, we might turn your card back on. We don't know. We don't know yet. We're not telling you. But you know what we will do? We'll shut you off from using it. You can't get in. You may know more about it than us, but you can't get in using us. No. So you see how that goes? You see that, you guys? That is slavery. That is why TD Bank will crash and burn in its own words and in what its own saying. And guess what else TD Bank is probably doing? Writing letters to the SEC. Guess what else they're probably doing? Trying to get their own patents for cryptocurrency exchanges because Bank of America did that. And Bank of America is number 2. And, you know, if TD Bank is anywhere below number 2, then they're going to try to copy number 2 and number 1, right? So, yeah, you guys could see. TD Bank is going to start following the fear script is what we're going to start calling it here. So next in the news, news.bitcoin.com puts out this article that says Bitcoin is finding its way into high schools. So yesterday, this article was published and it says younger generations are becoming very interested in Bitcoin. Over the past few years, colleges and universities all over the world have been creating courses revolving around cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. Now the subject is slowly infecting the halls of high school students who want to learn about these emerging technologies. Because of the increased student interest, this week a business and personal finance teacher from Union Catholic High School in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, announced plans to add the topic of cryptocurrencies to his course next semester. So I think this is fascinating. Oh, damn it, I did it again. I think this is innovative. Yeah. So it basically says a high school in Brisbane, Australia, where students had just had such an interest in Bitcoin that it prompted students to create a cryptocurrency information night. This week, the students at Union Catholic High School in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, are also curious about digital currencies, and the school's business and personal finance the school's business and personal finance class plans to add cryptocurrencies to the course next semester. So if one student is talking about it, many of them are. Here's a whole bunch of people that are interested in it. The next step of teaching what the future of investments will be within cryptocurrencies. And so Union Catholic High School, huge thumbs up from Sovereign Starseed. I'm super glad that you guys already have cryptocurrency nights going and that you guys are talking about it and you're interested in it. This is beautiful. This is helping sovereignty spread as well. I love this. I love that. I love seeing it. Okay, so next in the news, Bitcoinist. Let me just drink some water real fast so I can talk. How you guys feeling? You liking this news? You liking it? All right. So next, Bitcoinist.com puts out this article yesterday that says, Ether Estates lets you become a blockchain real estate mogul. So, Ether Estates is a brand new collectibles game that allows you to own completely unique digital representations of buildings, estates, and monuments around the world. Hey, Permacat says, yes, keep it coming. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate your feedback. Anybody that's listening right now, anybody that's listening to the replays later on, if you have any tips on what you'd like to hear here, if you have anything that you'd like to see, if you have anything that's not working so well, if it's not coming through correctly on your end, if it doesn't sound good, please let me know. I'm so interested in just trying to always craft this into being something better. So I thank it. Thank you. Hey, Ray of Sunshine's up on the spaceship. Did you just hop aboard? That's crazy. Always loving the news. Thank you is what Ray of Sunshine says, and you're welcome. Appreciate it. I've been here, huh? Okay, cool. Well, hey, that's awesome. I appreciate it, and anybody else that's lurking. I don't know. I could try to see you. I can look. Hey. Post some up in chat, yo. Anyways, Ether Estates, you can comb through your favorite estates and purchase them from their current owner. Once you purchase the property, it's automatically relisted for an increased price and you begin being paid rent for it. With our rent function, each owner gets paid a percentage of every single purchase in the Ether Estates ecosystem based on the payout of their respective properties. You may not be able to count on collecting rent for long, though, as your properties can be purchased by any user at any time. You will receive the full purchase price and any rent you collected while you owned it, but will no longer receive rent from it. Ether Estates tokens are fully ERC 721 compatible and can be transferred as you like between you and anyone you know. You are the only one who owns that unique token and you'll own it forever. That is, unless someone buys it from you. Sound familiar? Ray of Sunshine says you're silly. Yes, hey, I just like to have fun, man, because a lot of times we talk about some serious stuff on here, and I get it. You know, it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest news to hear, and we got to balance it out sometimes, you know, with some fun. So, because yeah, it's serious, but life is short too, family. So laugh. Play. Make sure if you ever get on the beach of Mexico, you build a sandcastle. You play in it. I did that. I love it. And it's so fun. And, you know, if I would have died that night or the night after or even now, I could still say, hey, first time I went to the beach of Mexico, I made sure I built sandcastles while I was listening to beautiful lyrics from a lot of people that are just in the local tribe. Around. My friend Scotty Mack, our friends from True Universal, beautiful people, Michael and Nicole, excellent. So anyways, getting along with some other things, you know, doesn't Ether Estates remind you of some other things as well? You know, it reminds you maybe of crypto kitties, maybe it reminds you of like crypto celebrities and those types of things. So from that, you guys can now see that, you know, Ether Estates is just another way of using smart contracts to commoditize something really fast. And let me tell you, dude, there are people that are making like $20,000 to $40,000 really fast in 24 hours on these types of games. So, love their music. Magic in Acapulco, says Ray of Sunshine. And absolutely, it's totally magic. All right, so anybody that's listening right now, two things. We're going to talk about two things. First of all, do you ever have a lot of passwords that you're trying to like always manage and things like that? I know, because I do. And I have my own way of doing it, which we'll get into in just a second. But first, Bitcoinist.com puts out this article yesterday that says get rid of your passwords. REMI announces alpha release of its Distributed Public Key Infrastructure Protocol, PKID. Ukrainian company REMI has recently announced the alpha build of its REMI Core protocol, which hopes to eliminate human error in the cybersecurity domain by getting rid of passwords entirely. Password management is no joke. Despite the ever-expanding advances made in cryptography over the years, poor password discipline remains the greatest weakness to modern computer systems. Besides phishing attacks and easily guessable passwords, users have been shown to give up their passwords for a bar of chocolate. Even the mightiest cybersecurity systems have been brought to their knees by a single weak password. Case in point, Equifax notoriously lost the social security numbers of 143 million Americans in September 2017 for simply using the embarrassingly default password combo of admin admin on one of their online employee portals. Are you serious, family? Guess what? I just read that for the first time, and this is blowing my mind right now. I do not want to hear from any type of government, agency, centralized authority at all that we're here to protect you. At all now. Especially when I just heard this, is that Equifax those are the ones that had the huge data breach, and they leaked 143 million social security numbers all over. Like, and it was like they were made fun of because they were like, people were in their databases for months playing around, changing things, stripping things, switching people's accounts up, all kinds of crap. And they made fun of them. And they said, man, we've been in your databases for months before you found us. Guess what? That was all because they left the username and password on an employee portal. The login, they left it username admin, password admin at Equifax. That's crazy. I hope this is not real news. I hope this is propaganda. Please tell me that our social security numbers did not get hacked over admin, which is one of the stupidest password combinations you could ever leave your computers at. Can you guys believe that? Your social security number is out there because some dumbass left the password admin. The username admin, password admin. Hackers got in there, and of course they're making fun of that. So when it says, and yet humans are getting no better at protecting their own credentials, considering the average person can now be expected to maintain at least dozens of accounts spread across social media, chat apps, gaming platforms, email, and even work accounts, it's little wonder that over 80% of people reuse their passwords. The most readily available fix is to implement a password manager, though studies show that very few people actually use them. So the long-term solution, bypass the password entirely. This is what REMI project is hoping to achieve. They intend to make passwords obsolete by migrating the authentication process onto the blockchain, thereby eliminating human error from the equation. This is being done using their distributed PKID, the public key, with a set of access management dApps, decentralized apps, built on top of it. REMI's core release currently offers developers access to the core functionality of the protocol, which includes access to the architecture. The basic elements of working with the company's REM token have also been integrated. Let's see what this looks like, because this is the last article that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and play this so that we can kind of like see what REMI is, because you guys are like, even me at some of these points, I'm like, what is this talking about? So like, I know that we could be revisiting this differently. by just letting their video play, you know what I mean? Trying to get like the music just to stop so that I know it won't come back on. So there we go. All right, so let's check out Remy. 1 minute.
In ancient times, long before the internet, people protected data with guardians. Today, the username and password architecture is one of the most universally used ways for protection. But people don't want to remember long combinations of letters and numbers anymore. Just imagine the most common password in the world is 123456. Several thousands of the most frequently used passwords open 9 out of 10 doors. That's why Remy has come up with a way to avoid using passwords at all. Here's how we do it. Instead of a password, we give each device a specific SSL certificate. The certificate data is stored in blockchain, so a fake certificate will never work. We got rid of the authentication server and password database, so hackers have no potential targets. No central server, no weak points. Remy provides 100% protection against most common attacks. And what's more, user authentication takes just 1 click. For the highest level of protection, we use a 2-factor authentication. Feel the power of a Jedi.
Okay. That is pretty cool. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think that that's something that you would be interested in using at some point? Something like Remy? If it is, just, post up something in chat. See if like that would end up being something that's valuable to you. At the same time, let me also go ahead and make an announcement too. Is that I have my way of managing passwords right now that I'm comfortable with. I've been comfortable with for a while. Permacast says I'd use it. Ray of Sunshine says that would be valuable to me. Excellent. I'm super glad to hear that. All right, guys. Well, here's what I'll say is that Remy's coming out. That's really cool that that's happening, and there will be things that it can do that, like, what we currently have on the planet, we can never touch. But I'll just go ahead and say this. Sovereign Starseed is going to be preparing like a little bit of a course, and I want to kind of set something up where like I'll be walking people through kind of like a way of managing their passwords where it's really simple. Here's what I want to end up getting across is that a way of managing your passwords that's simple, that's open source, that is not scary to use, and it's compatible with like all devices. It's compatible with Mac, it's compatible with Windows, it's compatible with Android, it's compatible with iOS. Doesn't matter what you got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to put together something like this, and it's going to be kind of like a structured course. Right now, if you go to sovereignstarseed.com, there's like a little email field where it says sign up for the newsletter. Give me 48 hours max, guys, because I want to get something set up for this. If you go there and you put your email address in right now, it's not going to work. But I'm saying this right now because anybody that's going to be listening to the replay and anybody listening to this in the future, it's definitely going to apply. But once we end up putting our email address in there, I'm going to start setting up like a nice little course where we're going to start walking through every day. First of all, why it's important to set your passwords up this way and the benefits that you get from it. And then we're going to go through like how to download the apps on all the respective devices that you have. Then we're going to go through how to link all the devices together with your password file. And then we're going to show you pretty much just kind of like how that works in real life. And then basically by how to copy a password and sign into a website, as well as how to add a new password and generate a super strong and secure password so that you guys can enjoy those benefits as well. Because, I have all 26 character passwords, super long, takes years to crack, unless you have like one of these supercomputers now that can really cut down on that. That's why REMI will be able to provide things that we won't be able to do now. But I can strongly place my faith on a bet that most of you guys don't have all 26 character passwords for all of your websites that you log into, and they're all random, they're completely different, and you don't even know them. But if you were to have that ability to have 26 character passwords or longer, man, like if you want that, but like it's hard to find a website that'll even take a 27 character password. In fact, a lot of times you'll have to lower your passwords to meet the requirements of the website that you're trying to sign up for. And that, my friends, is a very sovereign position. That, my friends, is a very good way to be feeling when you're like, wow, I constantly have such high security that I have to lower my password requirements just to meet into this one website. And it's very easy. Doesn't take more than 30 seconds to do that. And we'll show you how you can do that on your mobile device when you're out and about and you're like going to sign up for an app, or you're trying an app out real fast. And this way you can try out thousands of apps. Don't even need that to remember the password. Don't care. And if you ever want to install it again, you'll have an account there. So that's going to be very valuable. And so we'll talk about that, and we'll get into that. And it's going to be over a set period of days that we're going to do that in an email course. So be prepared, and also be very honest with some feedback. Be brutal with the feedback. I want it. I want to make this something very good, and so that people in the future, if they're ever having problems with their passwords, we'll be able to help them out as well. So with that, yeah, Permacast says yes please. So hey, you're welcome. Of course, I will definitely do it. It's something that I know how to do. It's something that's not a burden to me, and I feel that a lot of people in our tribe would benefit from, and they'd be able to just breathe a lot easier every time you approach a website, or you'd be able to just relax whenever you want to try out an app. And who cares? Just make a random password and it's stored in your little password file. Because guys, I don't remember passwords anymore. I don't care. I only remember one password, and that one password gets me into my password database. And that's it. Simple, nice, very nice. And I want you guys to have that benefit as well. So, yeah, from that's the end of the news. But let's go ahead and get into the maxim. So what's tonight's maxim before we end up leaving? Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Cool. All right. So let's see here. Tonight's maxim is, I'm going to kind of like shrink this out a little bit so that way it'll be easier for us. Perfect. All right, cool. So tonight's maxim is, maxim me. I know, right? Maximize. It is absentia ejus qui republicae causa abest nece ali damnosa esse debet. I could absolutely be pronouncing this wrong. I'm just trying it. So it's absentia ejus qui republicae causa abest nece ali damnosa esse debet. That's in Latin, and that's Latin for the absence of him who is employed in the service of the state ought not to be burdensome to him nor to others. Gesundheit. I know, huh? The absence of him who is employed. Firmicat said Gesundheit in chat for everybody listening later. The absence of him who is employed in the service of the state ought not to be burdensome to him nor to others. What do you think that means? What does that mean to you? What would somebody else say? What would they mean when they were trying to say that in court? Why would a judge use this? Is a good way of looking at this. Also, how can you use it in everyday life with your natural law? That's something to think about as well. If you have any thoughts, post them up. I want to hear about it, because this is some things that I'm thinking about. So, the absence of him who was employed in the service of the state ought not to be burdensome to him nor to others. So, it basically kind of says, let me relate it to something, I guess, like kind of like really grounded. And that would be like, have you ever heard of somebody that's like, because they work for the state, because they work for the government, their family has been affected. You guys probably know, probably a few people like that. Because somebody that worked for the military or somebody that worked for the state, somehow their government job has affected the family in some way. Whether that's caused them to move, whether that's caused them to change their religion, whether that's caused them to change the way that they act in public, those types of things. Whenever that starts to cause something like a change on the family or a change on the people around them, when somebody that works for the state starts to become a burden to the people around them, well, it becomes something that, actually, no. Let's go ahead and get more correct with this. It says the absence of him who is employed in the service of state ought not to be burdensome to him nor to others. So what I'm really trying to get at is kind of like when somebody that works for the government is all like saying to their family, like, sorry, honey, I gotta go away for months. It's my job. It's what I gotta do for the good of the state, for the good of our country. So I want you guys to think about that. The absence of somebody who's employed in the service of the state should not be a burden to others. So that's something that people can use. Now, like if like a family was sitting there, expressing dismay over the fact that like, hey, your son is about to start school. He's about to start preschool in the fall. And you want to go away for your military mission? Or you have to do some secret government job you can't talk about? Well, that's where it's going against natural law. And what this maxim does for us, family, is it simply allows us to have a gauge, to have a sounding board to base our decisions from. So that way, a woman or a child in that case, in a household, can use natural law against whatever argument that other person, that man, that soldier maybe, might be presenting to his family and saying, hey, I gotta do this. I gotta put food on the table. I gotta work for the government. It's important. I have orders. Well, even a child in that house could end up just saying, real fast, the absence of him who is employed in the service of the state ought not to be burdensome to him or to others. And if that soldier has any common sense in him, he will be able to say for himself, you're right. You're right. In fact, this job is actually getting a little bit too much for me right now, and I thank you for saying that, because I can commonly observe that what you're saying is true and it's right. And so, I'm going to end up being here for the fall. I want to see you go to school. I want to see this thing happen, something like that. And guess what? Even longer before that, even the children could have even spoken this in Latin, which is a beautiful tongue. And so that while we're trying to learn a little bit of Latin every night, I think that's very important, because then we'll be able to take this tongue and this language to so many other countries, plus so many other literary works that really do have a lot of light inside of them. So with that, family, I just want you guys to see kind of what this maxim means, and just, one way of seeing it. How do you see this maxim? How else can this be used? how else can this be used in court was another question that I asked. And it would be like, hey, so maybe somebody in court is trying to defend their position and being like, hey, you know, I couldn't be there to guard the documents that, you know, our country depends on, because I had to be at this outpost guarding. Like, I was under orders. My orders were that I had to be over here guarding this outpost. So of course I had to leave the library. I'm sorry that the library was infiltrated and that they got all of our information, but I had to follow my orders. Well, that's where in court, even a judge could say to anybody, doesn't matter where you're at, it could be like, doesn't matter, sir. It shouldn't be that your service to the state should be a burden to other people. And now that we don't have, you know, any of our intellectual property anymore from anything that we've done, you know, that burden that you took from trying to, that order that you tried to uphold so deeply has now caused a burden to so many others. And so it's far from natural law, and that it's far from common law. It's far from sovereign law. And those are just things that, you know, it's easy for us to see, guys. So that's our maxim for tonight. Let's think about it. Bring some back tomorrow. Let's talk some more about this, because I'm having a lot of fun with this. And yeah, we're going to be getting into some great things. So yeah, we're going to be doing the password course here pretty soon, like very soon. So, you know, I'll tell you, like, in the stream, like, when we're ready to accept the signups on sovereignstarseed.com, and when that is working. And then after that, we'll start to get ready with seeing if I'm going to be able to end up cracking the code for the month of March. So that maybe anybody that's still held off on filing their taxes so far, you might learn a lot in the month of March watching this stream, and might change the way you file taxes. So we'll see. We shall see. I thank you guys so much, all of my regulars, for showing up. Shout outs to Permacat. Shout outs to Ray of Sunshine. It's truly amazing and good that you guys are always showing up every night. It's kind of like, you know, we all fly this spaceship together, and I think that's beautiful. So thank you for participating. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Mountain, 5 o'clock Universal. Hey, and Ray of Sunshine and Permacat saying thank you, and you guys are welcome. You know, it's super, thank you for being here and helping me see some purpose in some of these podcasts that I have going on, and helping me see that, like, I'm not just talking to hear my head rattle. You know what I'm saying? Rest in bliss to my mother. She's the one that said that to me initially. Said, I'm not just talking to hear my head rattle. Listen to me now. And it's kind of something that I feel too, especially when it gets when there's nobody participating in chat. So I really thank you guys. And we'll be back tomorrow night with some more Sovereign news. Sovereign StarCast episode 9 will be going down tomorrow. Appreciate you guys so much. This is Sovereign Starseed saying good night to all beings, seen and unseen. I love you.